All right, ladies and gentlemen, today on another wrestling podcast, we have a very special treat for you. We have one half of Rainbow Bright, an 18-year veteran in the world of professional wrestling, none other than Gabby Gilbert. Gabby, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Now, Gabby, for fans who are listening right now who may not have heard of Gabby Gilbert, we have fans on the East Coast, West Coast, all over the world. Can you give us kind of the elevator pitch of who Gabby Gilbert is?
Oh gosh. Well, I don't know. I think I'm a happy-go-lucky, fun character that just wants, to show that there's many sides of wrestling, and I would like to think that I'm the comic relief in the horror story and drama of the other wrestling stories. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we mentioned it, 18 years in professional wrestling. What made you get into this crazy business of professional wrestling?
Well, so I always watched it growing up, and then just with my dad and my sisters and stuff, and then I just kept getting more and more into it every year, and then I saw this documentary called The Unreal Story of Pro Wrestling. Did you ever see that?
Yes, I have.
Yes. And then it talks about how Moolah had a school, and I was like, oh my god, there's schools for these things. Why don't I try to find one? So it took me a couple of years, but then I found a few, and it's funny how wrestling and women's wrestling in general has changed so much, because when I started, I'm gonna yell teary-eyed, a lot of schools actually turned me down because I was a girl. So it's I had so I live in the Philadelphia area, and I had to, while in high school, find a way to Bayonne, New Jersey, to Jersey All Pro Wrestling, and because they were the only school that would allow girls, and they had me with open arms there. So
that is crazy, because we are talking just 18 years ago, and if you look at today's landscape with professional wrestling, and specifically women's professional wrestling, it couldn't be more opposite of that. So
right. And then some of the school, I tried for Monster Factory, and they turned me down. It was a different owner at the time, but now they have a women's belt. So, and I was in a tournament for that, and I was crying that whole day. I was like, guys, you don't understand, it took this long for this to get a women's belt. And then another one was CZW, and of course that had a different owner at the time too, and now they're running WSU and stuff, and so it's just they all got sister companies, and they're all pushing the girls, and it's so crazy that it's so awesome that all this stuff is happening. But at the same time, some of the girls are coming now, I don't think realize how hard it was for the rest of us to help kick that door open for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Now, you mentioned watching it growing up. You also mentioned that you were in Pennsylvania, so you were kind of in the area where a lot of shows came through. Did you have any favorites growing up? Do you remember going to events as a kid, or did you not do that until later?
So I have a funny story that my mom always tells me, that I don't know how true it is, but she told me this way before I started wrestling, so I'm kind of believing it's true. So my dad used to take her to the shows at the Spectrum and stuff, and so my mom didn't know she was pregnant with me until she was at a wrestling show and felt me kick. I don't know how true the story is, but that's what my mom insists is what happened.
That's an incredible story.
I just think it's hysterical. I was apparently I've been wrestling my whole life.
Yeah, you tried to kick out.
I was drawn to wrestling. I remember going to a couple shows when I was younger. I couldn't really we couldn't really afford that many tickets, but I remember going to a couple smaller companies once I realized that there were smaller companies. When I was looking for schools, I was like, oh my god, there's stuff around here. It opened my eyes to indie wrestling and this and this. I was like, oh, I didn't know this whole world was right next to me.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I've mentioned this a lot. I'm not from the Northeast originally. I do live in New York now, but living in the Midwest, there wasn't a lot of shows growing up. We're actually the same age. So when I grew up, you would get we got WrestleMania 8 in Indiana, and you'd catch a when the Monday Night Wars were going on, you'd get a Raw or a SmackDown here and there. But other than that, there wasn't much. So I relied heavily on television to kind of see what was going on and
yes. I think my thing, like when I was younger was like Saturday mornings.
Yep.
And so it was kind of like it would catch you up what happened, and then a couple matches, like, and it'd be funny because when I was getting older, like my dad's like, "Oh, let's find the local guys." I'm like, "What do you mean local guys?" And I was like, "Oh, now I get it." And I was like, all the stuff like he just said, I just didn't get it. And I was like, "Oh, I get it now. What you mean?"
So who really in watching that like on television, who were you excited about seeing?
So when I was like little, like 5 or like 8, I think like Hulk Hogan, because like he's the only one I couldn't remember his name because he was on all the time. But when I got like really into it and started watching it kind of on my own, definitely like The Undertaker, Goldust, Mick Foley, like all the fun, crazy characters. Doink the Clown. Oh my God, he's one of my favorites. Like,
oh, absolutely.
But I love like the rockers and stuff. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no. So, you've got a lot going on. I would dare to say a Jill of all trades, and we're gonna get into some of that right now. But currently, you wrestle for Shine Wrestling, correct?
Yes, I am in a tag team with Rainbow Bright with Luscious Latasha, and we were Shine Tag Team Champions until the last show, and they booked us in a New York street fight, no DQ, no nothing, and like, I don't understand because I don't remember how they became #1 contenders. All of a sudden, it just became a no DQ. Like, it just wasn't fair, And then we wrestled them, and then somehow we lost, and it's just not fair. I don't know. It's. I want my rematch for that. That's just. It was Team A with Big Swole Ariel and Aja Pereira, and it's just not fair. Like, I think they cheated. They totally cheated.
Yeah,
I know this is cute, but they cheated. They found a way to cheat.
Yeah, I know
it was gonna, look at the tape.
It was gonna be a sore subject, and I didn't want to bring it up, but you did in fact say that you lost your tag titles. So, how do we go about trying to right this wrong? How do we get you another match?
I don't know if you guys go on WWNlive.com, go watch it, find out how they cheated, because they did, because otherwise, why else would we have lost? And then just message Shine on Twitter and Facebook and tell them how we need a rematch. You want to see Rainbow Bright get their rematch, because we totally need our belts back.
So,
I mean,
Shine,
like,
go ahead.
No, I don't
okay.
know.
No,
like,
so
how you want to see our unicorns. You love our confetti. You love our. We're very bright and rainbowy and shiny, and we should have the Shine Tag Team Championships. And like we deserve them. We need our rematch.
So I'm definitely with you. I feel like that it sounds like a very compelling argument. I think that we need to get you another match. Now in Shine Wrestling, for those who aren't aware, how does Shine work? Where's that promotion based out of, and like how often do you all run shows?
So I think like they run every maybe once a month, if not every 6 weeks. It's actually a sister company to Evolve, and so they're most of the time they're either the night before Evolve or the afternoon before Evolve. So you can do like a double shot, and I think I believe they sell tickets where you can do both shows and you get a discount on that. And mostly we're in New York, but we've been in Philly and in Florida. We've been in Detroit, Michigan. I think we're going back there later this year. So we are spreading our wings. We're mostly in New York right now, but we're spreading our wings to other places. So wherever Evolve is, we'll hopefully be showing up there soon.
All right. Now, other than, you were the tag team champions, which is incredible, and I'm sure a career highlight. What other moments stand out for you in Shine?
In Shine, for me or for the other awesome people that are on the show? Because there's a lot of awesome girls that are there, and like Mercedes Martinez, Allison Kay, a few stars, and like they're pretty awesome. I think they're coming back. Totally gonna beat them again if we have to. But there's just so many awesome girls that are coming into this, and just gotta watch to see what happens.
Awesome. Well, we definitely are excited for Shine Wrestling, and we know that WWE kind of has a partnership with Evolve. Has there been any buzz or anything about that with the same thing with Shine? Do you know of any?
So like how NXT had some of the NXT guys come on the Evolve shows. There's talks of some of the NXT girls coming on the Shine shows. So you guys have to keep looking out and seeing when that happens. It might be a surprise one show, and they might announce it. So just keep your eyes and ears open.
That's awesome. Well, speaking of wrestling companies, and we mentioned that you are a very busy person right now, there is talk of a new women's wrestling company debuting in New Jersey. What can you tell us about Empower Wrestling?
Oh my God, Empower Wrestling is so awesome. It's brand new. They've only had 2 shows so far, but it's really great. Their last show they just had on Thursday. They run Thursday nights right now, and you can watch the replay of their second show on YouTube. Put in Empower Wrestling, and it'll come up, and just watch the whole show. And there's, oh my God, so many good girls there, and they're really trying to get their tag teams together. And they just announced they had a little tournament for the tag titles, and the Platinum Honeys are the tag champs right now. So hopefully me and Luscious can challenge them for their belts also. And this one's really good because one, it's a Thursday night, and we need some wrestling on Thursday night. and definitely it's also owned by a girl. Her name is Caitlin, and she is so awesome, and she loves wrestling, and she loves women's wrestling, and she is ready to explode with it. So there's so many good girls that are on that.
Do you have, in the world of independent wrestling, in the world of your WWEs, your AEWs, your Ring of Honors, your Impacts, there's so much wrestling going on right now. Who is a dream opponent for Gabby Gilbert?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. There's so many. I think that so I've kind of been called the female Colt Cabana. So I don't know if I would want to wrestle Colt Cabana or just team with Colt Cabana. I think if I teamed with Colt Cabana, that'd be awesome. And or maybe Kiki Taro. If we had I think that would be a great King of Trios little threesome right there. Crack if you're listening.
Yeah, that's yes, Chikara. That's awesome. That would be
funny as money. Right?
Yes. So for somebody, I fortunately again get to live on the East Coast where there's tons of wrestling. I've gotten to look online, see your matches, hear about Gabby Gilbert. But you've made quite a career over 18 years. You've wrestled kind of all over the place. The United States, Mexico, Japan, just to name a few, and for a lot of different companies. We just talked about Chikara. What have been some of those career highlights for you, and how is competing in different places different than just what we know in the United States?
Oh my God, it's so good. Just being in Japan is one of those things I just never thought was gonna happen. And I was in Japan, I was like, oh my God, I'm here. it happened. Now what? Like, now what do I do? Oh, I guess I should just wrestle and have fun. Yeah, I got to go wrestle in Japan for Reina, and it's an all-girls company, and it was just so much fun just being there, and like the culture is different, and like so here like the fans like scream and yell at all the time, where I feel like the Japanese just want to just sit back and watch like and be entertained, and then but it's fun to get them to start screaming stuff and getting them into it instead of just clapping. So it's fun to pull them out of their little comfort zone also. And when I was in Mexico, I wrestled for LLF at the Lucha Libre Semanal, which is also another women's company. It's so awesome. There's women's companies all over. And I actually had their junior belt when I was there. So I wrestled under a mask, and then I got unmasked, unfortunately. But yeah, it was fun.
Is there anything, I mean, probably when you started out, you had all kinds of aspirations and stuff, and as you started to check things off, like your bucket list, so to speak, is there anything really big that's still on there, or if like you had to ride off into the sunset tomorrow, would you be excited about the career that you had?
I'd be very excited because there's a lot of things that I did that I didn't think like were possible at some points in time, like, you know, just wrestling in general, like I thought it was going to be hard because I couldn't find a school, like little things like that. And then just every accomplishment and every goal that I have is just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got here. But then I get a new goal and I get a new thing, so it's really hard. So I don't think I'm nowhere near done yet. Let's just say that.
Well, that's awesome for us and for all of your fans. But again, I just can't get over how busy you are. You've got full-time wrestling, and on top of that, you are currently starting something on your own that I would like to know a little bit more about. It's a company called Custom Wrestling Fantasies. What is this all about?
Yeah, so it's called Custom Wrestling Fantasies, and we customize your wrestling fantasy. So it's me and my friend, we have this set up, and fans, you know, you want to see your dream match. You want to see this person versus this person, and you know, like, you want your WrestleMania match, and we want to give that to you. And so, like, you can order your own match. You can ask who you want to wrestle who, and then you get to pick them out. And then you even get to pick out, like, you know how, like, the Rockers had so many different gear, and you love it. Like, but, oh, my God, I loved it when they had this outfit or that outfit. And, like, you get to choose, like, oh, my, their gear that they have, and, like, and who gets to wrestle who. And we're here to sell your wrestling fantasies. So go to cwfwrestling.org and order your match today.
Wow, that is something that I did not know existed until just this moment. This is incredible.
Yeah, fans can, you know, order what they want. They get to pick out. They can have girl versus girl, guy versus guy, guy versus girl. They can have them dress up like superheroes and or whatever, you know, like the whole everyone's into cosplay. I want to see, you know, Spider-Man wrestle Wonder Woman. We can do that for you.
That is awesome. So, you also are going to be starting a YouTube series soon.
Yes, I'm trying to film some stuff now so that I don't get like, because I want to have it come out every week for you guys. So I'm trying to film a bunch now so I can have something every week. But it's called What's in Your Wrestling Bag? And so I'm going to ask everybody what's in their wrestling bag. And you'll be surprised the funny things that people have in their wrestling bag, and the stories, their little road stories of what they have and why they have it and what people need.
So I hate to put you on the spot, but that's what I do here. But if you had a dream guest that you could have on your What's in Your Wrestling Bag, who would you want to talk to?
Oh my gosh. I would. Oh gosh, I don't know. There's like so many. Well, I don't know, like Doink or the Clown or like Goldust. I would have to choose Goldust. Like what do you have in your bag? You know, how much is that face paint in there? How many outfits? How many robes do you have? Like there's just so many people I would ask, and there's so many questions. So the reason I'm starting this YouTube channel is I'm actually writing a book right now called "Do You Have Any Wrist Tape?" Because if you know anything about wrestling, it is the most asked question in a wrestling locker room is, "Do you have any wrist tape?" And so I feel like I'm like the unofficial bag lady at a wrestling show where I have like 20 bags coming in, but I feel like I have everything. Someone always needs something, and I'm there to provide it. And then people always come to me saying, "Oh, what do you think I should have when I go to a show?" So it's pretty much a wrestler survival guide is what's happening. I'm writing. So then you will know what you need.
Is there any as far as that did you just start the process of writing, or have you been doing this for a while?
I'm like in the middle of it. I'm hoping it's gonna come out like February or March. I'm aiming for right now. The rest, some of it has to do with the publishing and make sure everything's all edited right. But yeah, so I'm aiming for February, March of 2020.
Awesome. Well, you will definitely have to come.
I will let you guys know. You will be the first to know.
That's incredible.
And then I can even send you a copy, and you can let people know if it's good or not.
Yeah. Well, we would love to have you back on. I know you're very busy, so I want to, let you kind of get back. It's a lot going on, a lot on your plate. But before we let you go, I wanted to kind of ask you. We've went through this with you. Obviously, when you first started wrestling, it wasn't as available maybe to women as it is today. We've seen the meteoric rise of women's wrestling. The fans demanded give divas a chance, and they even wanted to change the name of like battle royals and everything. And they fought to get China into the Hall of Fame. It's really a great time for women to be in professional wrestling. Seeing what you've seen, do you feel like there's what's next as far as the women go in professional wrestling? What's left to accomplish?
For me, or just women's wrestling in general?
I guess just women's wrestling in general. Just how, you've been a champion, obviously, for trying to get women's wrestling out there in the forefront. But as a whole, like seeing how far they've come, what else is there to do?
You know what? I just think to have their own company or their own show. I know there was Glow for a couple years, and now there's Glow on Netflix, which kind of talks about the show of Glow. But they would have their own thing. They already had their own pay-per-view with WWE, and TNA has been doing the TNA knockouts for a long time now. But just possibly do their own show. Like they have 205 Live. Like why not have just an all-girls hour? That'd be great. That'd be something that I think all the girls would love, and I think a lot of guys would love too, because all these girl shows are blowing up. So obviously it's in demand. People want to see it. They wrestle just as hard and as the guys, and look pretty while they're doing it.
Well, that sounds. I don't think you're far off. I think that could happen, especially with the popularity the way it is. But another kind of groundbreaking, historic thing is happening in AEW right now. We have Nyla Rose, a wrestler who's actually the first open transgendered wrestler in the world. I've heard
I wrestled her when she first started, and I was nervous because I know she was just like a strong girl, and I was like, please don't hurt me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she was so much fun to work with, and I'm so proud of her. And for wrestling wise and being in AEW, and then just for being open and honest and being her true self and to the world, and and not caring. I'm proud of her for that. It's really brave and really awesome, and yeah.
Well, it's incredible to hear you say that, and I know that there was some backlash. I know that there have been people, traditionalists or whatever, that were kind of on the fence about it. But I'm hearing it straight from you, who is you're definitely a female wrestler, and it seems as if you have no problem with it. And it's that sort of thinking that I believe will continue to really push that envelope for the women, just because of these cool things that are happening. So
right.
Kudos to you on that as well. So we have talked a lot about all of your upcoming things. So just before we let you go, is there a way that you can let us know kind of your Instagram, your Facebook, all that stuff? Hit us with all the details for that.
Instagram is I am Gabby Gilbert. Twitter is I am Gabby Gilbert, and Facebook it just says Gabby Gilbert on there. So find me, and I'll keep you updated on all my stuff.
Now
and hopefully, when my book comes out, everybody will buy one.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, love it or hate it, you tell me about it, but buy it and let me know.
Well, we also, I think we share something in common. We both have pro wrestling tee sites. Is that correct?
Yes, I do have pro wrestling tee site. If you pro wrestling tees and putting Gabby, I'll come up and you can get all my shirts. I have some fun shirts up there, and I love Gabby shirt with the heart eyes emojis. I have a jobber crossed out that says enhancement talent. Because
I'm pretty partial to
everyone wants that one.
The Willy Wonka Gobstopper one.
Yes, well, my finisher is a jawbreaker, and Gobstopper is a jawbreaker, so I just made it a Gobstopper.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So
that's my newest one, and that's fun. And I'm giving out boxes of candy, of Gobstopper candy, with my shirts live at shows if you buy one at a show until the candy runs out. So awesome. Come get it.
Well, is there anything else that you can think of that you want to let the fans know? And if not, where's the next place that they're going to be able to see Gabby Gilbert pop up?
October 18th, I will be at WSU, which is an all-women's promotion in New Jersey. Look it up. Follow me on Twitter. I will post about it. Be there, be square.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Gabby, for coming on. We really appreciate it. Good luck. And
thank you for having me.
Come back on as soon as that book drops.
You got it.